I want you to think about someone specific right now. Someone in your life, a coworker, a classmate, someone you know personally, someone who lies, manipulates, steps on people, takes credit for other people's work, has zero loyalty, and somehow, they keep winning. They got the promotion, they built the business, they have the followers, the money, the power, and you, the honest one, are still waiting for your turn. Does that feel familiar? Because what I'm about to tell you in this video is something most people spend their entire lives never understanding. And once you hear it, you cannot unhear it. Welcome to Invest Framework, the channel where we break down money, psychology, success, and human behavior in the simplest way possible. If you are the kind of person who wants to understand how the world actually works, not how we wish it worked, hit that like button and subscribe right now. This video is going to challenge everything you believe about success. Let us get into it. Close your eyes for a second. Actually, do not close them. You are watching a video. But think about this. From the moment you were a child, someone told you something. Teachers told you, parents told you, movies told you, books told you, and everyone agreed. The message was always the same. Good people win, bad people lose. Work hard, stay honest, be kind, and eventually, the world will reward you. It is a beautiful idea. It is also one of the most dangerous lies ever told, because here is what nobody prepares you for. The moment you enter the real world, you discover something that nobody warned you about. The world does not reward goodness first. Let me say that again, because it is important. The world does not automatically reward goodness. It rewards value. It rewards visibility. It rewards confidence. And sometimes, the people with the least integrity are the best at projecting all three. Think about your school days. There was always that one student, not the smartest, not the most hardworking, just the loudest, the most confident, the one who somehow always got noticed. Now look at your adult life. That exact same dynamic is still playing out. Every single day, in your workplace, in your industry, on your social media feed. And here's the question that keeps good people up at night. Am I failing because I am too honest? That question feels dangerous to ask, but it needs an answer. Stay with me, because what I am about to show you next completely changed how I understand success. And most people never figure this out in their entire lifetime. Here is something that will completely rewire your brain. Bad people are not more intelligent than you. In most cases, they are not even more talented than you, but they have one thing that most honest people do not. They are not afraid of being disliked. Think about what that means in practice. Most good people hesitate before asking for what they want. They overthink. What if they say no? What if they judge me? What if I come across as arrogant? But manipulative people, they feel none of that. They ask for the raise without hesitation. They promote their work loudly, without shame. They pitch their ideas confidently, even when those ideas are mediocre. And here is the terrifying psychological reality. Research has consistently shown that people mistake confidence for competence. Read that again slowly. People mistake confidence for competence, which means the person who sounds certain appears smarter than the person who is actually smarter but sounds unsure. This is not a theory. This is how human brains are wired. We are drawn to certainty. We trust people who seem decisive. We follow people who project authority, even when those people have no idea what they are doing. This is why genuinely terrible leaders still rise to power, not because they deserve it, because they project certainty, while good people project doubt. And here's the most painful part of all. While talented people sit quietly, waiting to be discovered, someone far less qualified just walked into the room, shook everyone's hand, spoke confidently for 5 minutes, and got the opportunity that was meant for you. But here is where it gets even darker, because this next part is what nobody in your life ever warned you about. I need you to think about something uncomfortable. What were you taught growing up? Be humble. Do not brag. Let your work speak for itself. Stay quiet and keep working hard. Your time will come. Now, I want you to really examine those beliefs, because while they sound virtuous, they have been quietly destroying your chances, not because humility is bad, but because invisible value is worthless value. Let me explain. Imagine you built the greatest product in the world, but you put it in a box, sealed the box, put the box in a dark room, and told nobody about it. How many people would buy it? 0. Your career works exactly the same way. If people cannot see your value does not exist to them. And this is the invisible cage most good people live in their entire careers. They work harder than everyone else. They know more than everyone else. They deserve more than everyone else. But because they were taught that self-promotion is arrogance, they stay invisible, while someone loudly mediocre walks past them and takes everything they quietly deserved. And the most heartbreaking part? Good people do not even realize this is happening. They just keep working harder, waiting, hoping, slowly shrinking. Okay, now, I need to say something that is going to be uncomfortable. Some successful people absolutely cheated. They lied to get contracts. They manipulated to get promotions. They used people and threw them away. They stole credit. They destroyed competition through dishonest means. And it worked for a while. Sometimes for a long while. Because here is the brutal reality that nobody puts in a motivational post. Life does not always have instant karma. Bad people do not always fall immediately. Sometimes they succeed for years. Sometimes they succeed for decades. And watching that happen from the outside feels like a knife in the stomach, because we were promised it would not work that way. But here is what social media never shows you: the hidden cost. The manipulative CEO who sleeps with his phone face down because he trusts nobody. The viral influencer who performs happiness for millions of followers while crying alone at 2 a.m. The dishonest businessman who has everything money can buy, and no one genuine to share it with. Because when you build your life on manipulation, you attract manipulators. When you build your life on lies, you surround yourself with liars. And eventually, you cannot tell who is real. You cannot trust anyone. You cannot relax. You cannot feel safe. External success and internal peace are not the same thing. And no amount of money fixes a person who has neither. But wait, because this next section explains something even more disturbing: why the entire system is designed to make bad people more visible than good ones. Social media did something nobody fully predicted. It created a world where attention is the most valuable currency. And algorithms, the invisible machines deciding what millions of people see every day, figured out one terrifying thing: extreme behavior keeps people watching longer. Outrage generates clicks. Controversy creates shares. Arrogance triggers reactions. And reactions equal money. So, the algorithm rewards the loudest, the most provocative, the most extreme. Not the most honest. Not the most helpful. Not the most genuine. This is why a completely unqualified, toxic influencer can accumulate millions of followers in 6 months, while an incredibly knowledgeable expert who actually helps people struggles to reach 10,000. The system is not broken by accident. Attention has always flowed toward drama, toward conflict, toward spectacle. Social media just made it faster, louder, and more profitable. But here is something critical to remember. Attention is not respect. Virality is not wisdom. And followers are not fulfillment. Some of the most followed people on this planet are the most privately miserable, because internet success can create the perfect illusion of importance without creating one single moment of real meaning. Here is something that might make you angry. Most good people fail not because the world is unfair. They fail because they made one catastrophic decision. They decided that power is evil, so they avoided it. They decided that money is corrupt, so they never seriously pursued it. They decided that influence is dangerous, so they never built it. And then they watched in confusion and frustration as manipulative people picked up everything they left behind. Here is the truth that good people desperately need to hear. Power is neutral. Money is neutral. Influence is neutral. They are tools, like a hammer. A hammer can build a home or break a window. The hammer is not the problem. The person holding it determines everything. And when good people refuse to pick up the hammer, selfish people pick it up instead. This is why so many workplaces feel toxic. Not because good people do not exist there, but because confident, unethical people were simply willing to compete harder for the positions that would have given good people the power to change things. Most good people have extraordinary talent, but no courage to show it. Deep knowledge, but no confidence to use it. Genuine kindness, but no boundaries to protect it. And the world right now, more than ever, desperately needs good people who are willing to compete. But here is the part of this story that most people never live long enough to see, and it change. Now here is what most people completely miss. Bad people can absolutely achieve fast success. Short-term manipulation works. Short-term dishonesty works. Short-term confidence without substance works, in the short term. But long-term success depends on one thing: trust. And trust is almost impossible to fake forever, because here is what eventually happens to people who built their success on deception. Employees notice patterns and they leave. Clients feel used and they disappear. Partners realize the truth and they walk away. Reputations spread, quietly at first, then loudly. And the person who rose quickly on the strength of manipulation begins to fall. Sometimes quietly, sometimes spectacularly, but almost always inevitably. Meanwhile, the honest person who grew slowly, the one who was overlooked for years, the one who stayed consistent while being ignored, they quietly built something that cannot be faked: reputation, trust, real relationships, loyal clients, genuine respect. And that kind of foundation does not collapse overnight. It compounds, slowly, quietly, powerfully, just like money invested wisely over decades. The slow builder rarely makes headlines, but the slow builder almost always wins in the end. So what is the actual lesson here? It is not to become manipulative. It is not to become ruthless. It is not to abandon your values. The lesson is something much more powerful than that. Good people need to stop making themselves invisible. You can be kind and still powerful. You can be ethical and still ambitious. You can be respectful and still relentlessly confident. You do not need to become someone you are not to succeed. But you do need something that most good people were never given permission to have: courage. Courage to speak about your work without apologizing for it. Courage to ask for what you genuinely deserve. Courage to set boundaries that protect your time and energy. Courage to say no to people who use your goodness against you. Courage to pursue money, power, and influence, not to become like the people who abuse it, but to ensure that someone with actual values is holding it instead. Because here is the alternative. If good people stay silent, if good people keep shrinking, if good people keep waiting politely at the back of the line, the loudest, most selfish, most manipulative people will continue filling every position of power. In every business, in every institution, in every community. The world does not need more bad people to succeed. It needs good people who are finally willing to compete. At the end of the day, bad people are not successful because evil is rewarded. They are successful because they understood something that most good people were never taught. Attention matters. Confidence is persuasive. Visibility creates opportunity, and risk is unavoidable. The problem was never your goodness. The problem was that your goodness was hiding. The real solution is not to become like them. The real solution is to become so strong, so visible, so confident, and so clear about your own values that you never have to fear them again. Because the world is not waiting for more selfish people to rise. The world is desperately waiting for good people who are finally brave enough to lead. That person could be you. The only question is whether you are going to let it be you, or whether you are going to keep waiting for someone else to make it happen. If this video completely changed the way you think about success, hit that like button right now. Subscribe to Invest Framework for more videos about psychology, money, and human behavior every single week. And I want to hear from you in the comments right now. Do you think bad people are actually more successful? Or do they only appear successful from the outside? Comment your honest answer below. I read every single one. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one.